Here is a summary of the excerpts from Lost Spring. The first excerpt describes the narrator's encounters with a child named Sahib. Sahib and his family migrated from Dhaka after their homes and fields were destroyed by storms. Now, they live on the outskirts of Delhi, digging through garbage dumps in the city for their livelihood. Sahib does not go to school because there are none in his neighborhood. The narrator light-heartedly asks Sahib if he would attend a school started by her. He agrees and even asks the narrator about it a few days later. She realizes that she had made a promise she had not really meant to keep, and recognizes with embarrassment that for children like Sahib, such broken promises are common. The narrator notes that Sahib and his friends are mostly barefoot and have never worn shoes in their life. Those who do have shoes wear mismatched ones. The narrator recalls seeing many such barefoot children across the country. She recollects people explaining this way as tradition and wonders if this is just an excuse to hide how widespread poverty is. The narrator then recollects her visit to Seemapuri on the outskirts of Delhi, where migrants like Sahib's family live. The neighborhood is dotted with mud and tin houses without water or drainage. The residents there have no identity papers except ration cards which enable them to get food. For them, having a source of food is more important than having an identity. This is why they prefer to be here than in their home country where they went hungry. The narrator notes that for the adults in Seemapuri, rag-picking is a source of livelihood. But for children like Sahib, it is a source of hope, as they even find money among garbage sometimes. One morning, the narrator finds Sahib watching two young men playing tennis. She notices that Sahib is wearing someone's old tennis shoes and ponders that though he has the shoes, he might never be able to play the game. Another day, she sees Sahib with a steel canister. He had started working at a tea stall. The narrator notes that Sahib is no longer carefree now that he works for someone else. The second excerpt focuses on the lives of families in Firozabad. Here, generations of families, including children, have spent their lives in dark, dingy rooms around hot furnaces, welding and making glass bangles. The narrator introduces Mukesh, who belongs to one such family, but whose ambition is to become a motor mechanic. She describes her visit to Mukesh's home, which is situated in a locality with stinking lanes and crumbling homes. Mukesh's family is extremely impoverished despite years of hard labor by Mukesh's father. Mukesh's grandmother implies that they will never escape this, as it is a family profession that they have been carrying on for generations. The narrator notes that the entire locality is full of children and their parents who make bangles in the dark. Quite often, the children go blind before entering adulthood. If child labor laws are enforced in Firozabad, it would free at least 20,000 children from this dangerous trade. The narrator describes the sense of hopelessness that pervades Firozabad. For instance, an old lady tells the narrator how she has never enjoyed a square meal in her lifetime. Youngsters too seem to feel trapped and do not take any initiative because they are afraid of being harassed by the police. The narrator clearly sees two distinct worlds here. One of the poverty-stricken bangle makers, limited by their caste-linked profession, and that of middlemen and authorities who ensure that the vicious circle continues. Both worlds stop young children from dreaming, making them slaves to their fate. Hence, the narrator is cheered by Mukesh's declaration. His dreams, though modest, indicate that the next generation can escape this web of poverty.